We're a wildlife and conservation media company built around telling real stories from the wild. We believe in showing nature honestly, celebrating the wins, acknowledging the challenges, and helping people understand what's really happening out here. We make documentaries, we create conservation storytelling and marketing, and ultimately, we want our work to make a difference. Oh yes, our expertise is live, live, live. From the outside, it can look like we're just out here having fun in the bush. And yes, there are incredible moments, but behind every story is purpose. That's why being part of Safari Guide of the Year means so much to us. Guides are often seen as the people that drive the vehicle or just find the animals, but there's so much more to being a guide. Guides are educators, they're storytellers, and they're ambassadors for the wild. And they are the people creating a meaningful connection between humans and the natural world. They work incredibly hard and deserve to be celebrated.
Welcome to another evening of storytelling for Safari Guide of the Year. We are here at the Klasuri Drift Omani and they're hosting us for the week, and what a day it has been. So this morning we all got up and it was rather chilly, really cloudy outside. Jordan went out on his bushwalk and we had Otto went out on his photographic safari, and I joined Patrick who went out on his game drive. So off we go out into the wilderness, and we came across some lions. I think there were 3 or 4 lionesses and a male, and let's just say things got interesting. And and then we joined it, like we sort of ended off with a bit of a coffee. And in the afternoon, everybody went off on their various ways and we joined up together. And we had Sam went on a photographic safari and I joined Sarah on her bushwalk. Bushwalks are actually really special. And if you've never done a bushwalk, it's something that just immerses you into the environment. I find on a game drive, you can learn so much about that impala, but when you get off the vehicle, you literally become part of the ecosystem. And so that when the winds are picking up like today, you can understand a little bit why that impala are sort of huddling together. And so it's so special. And you get to see the little things. And Sarah showed us a lot of the little things. I was so intrigued. So tonight is another finalist who's going to come up here and join me around the fire. And his name is Jordan Davidson from Sanibona. Please come up here. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm going to get a little bit of a mic and a little bit of questions here because I love doing a little bit of research. I was very surprised to hear that Jordan here went to St. Albans. And so my first question to him is, are you a rugby player? So I would like to just inform my viewers that he was a backliner at St. Albans. Am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So, besides rugby, I do have some questions for you. So Jordan, you've probably been asked some unusual questions over the years.
Yeah.
So I read that you had questions like, do elephants eat meat? And why are they so big? And then, that ranked on your list. What has been the most memorable guest question you've ever received? So not the strange ones, the most memorable one.
The most memorable, that's the question. I would say, I actually don't. I'd have, I'm on the spot here. Do giraffes sleep in trees? That would be the most memorable one.
Do they?
No. No.
I mean, that must be quite an interesting one. They're very tall and stuff. They do spend time by trees. I don't know if you guys can actually hear, we've got a spotted hyena right now that's vocalizing just here on the right-hand side. I love that call. Hey? Right, second question. Jordan, you've worked in tourism. You've sailed yachts. He's pretty cool. And you've spent the last 9 years at Sambona.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think separates a good guide from a truly exceptional guide?
Giving the animals space, giving the environments space to talk. The spotlight like this, not on me or the guides, letting that speak for itself and allowing the information to flow easily.
I love that answer. That's really, yeah. I think giving conservation space is a really big one.
Yeah.
Right. Do you need to be mic'd up?
Yes, I think so.
He's going to use his hands, ladies and gents. We're doing monkey wrap over here. Right, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan.
All right, so good evening, everyone. It's a bit of an odd thing to stand in front of everyone. It's not something I do every day, having spotlights like this. But for me, I'd like to start and how with one word, and that's inspire. And I'd like you guys to think, all of you, where you got your inspiration to be in a place like this. So I'll relate 2 stories from my life that basically built the confidence and passion to get to where I am today. So as a child going into the bush, my parents used to take us to Botswana, into the Tuli block, in army tents, right on the banks of the Limpopo in the winter, dry riverbed, a couple of 100 meters of sand, rocks, under the big mashata trees, impala trees, and spending about two weeks out there. As a little child, with no idea of what we were going into, this was mind-blowing. My grandfather, silver-haired old patriarch, one day walked into the river. Across the bank was South Africa. And in that time, and possibly still today, those elephants were very traumatized. A lot of people poach out there. They shoot elephants. And we used to count herds of 100, 200 come past every day, go to water, come back. And my grandfather walked in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day, and was just looking around and sat down on a rock. And in that moment, one of those big, massive herds came out and started walking past, about 100, 130 of them. Me as a little child, not knowing that this is quite a dangerous situation, was watching my mom go from rock to rock to rock to try to get to him. She was waiting, seeing if there was an opportunity, and that turned into 2 or 3 bulls, big bulls, peeling off from the herd, coming down, walking straight up to him, and him sitting like this. No one else around, just a little child, a mother, and a grandfather sitting over there. Those 3 bulls surrounded him and just went over him like that. All he did, and all he could do, was sit up there and look. They stood there for about 5 to 10 minutes. In my mind, it was forever. As a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, that was quite something. And quietly, one by one, they turned around and walked off. So fast forward 20 years, over 20 years. I'm sitting in a reserve called Kariga. I've done my courses, my guiding courses. I've got my trails guide. Oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that. Found a beautiful safe spot up on a cliff in a thicket, overhanging thicket around us. And got a nice clearing over here, just like this, but overlooking a cliff. Found a nice safe spot for my guests over there. And that guest went to the toilet and we were having drinks. But while this was happening, I heard one crack of the branch, and thinking it's baboon and maybe an elephant, I turned around and I said, let me just go have a listen. I walked into the bush, sat there for a few minutes, didn't hear a thing. So I thought, okay, it's fine, I'll take a walk back. Turned around, and as I turned around, out of the thicket popped one of our 20, 30-year-old bulls. He towered over me and was beelining it straight for my guest. The only thing I could do, I had no rifle. My other guests were there, eyes like this. I just had to go stand in front of him and stand like that and put my hand up. It's like, that's the only thing I could do. the first image that came into my mind was my grandfather sitting there in the river, quietly looking up, not saying a word. And those elephants made the decision to move on. So I stood there, hand up, waiting. Him contemplating me, kicking dust onto me. Everything's just covered like that. Gave him the space to do what he wanted to do. He took a step back, I took a step back. He took a step forward, I took a step forward, not knowing what else I can do. He took a step to the side, I took a step to the side. He did one big shake of the head, dust everywhere, turned around and walked off. So for me, that experience really blew my mind on what safety is and how things go. And I am going to relate it back to that Inspire. This book over here that I've got, I carry around this all over the place, the Clive Walker, Signs of the Wild. If I read the inscription over here, it's 25th, the 12th, 1994. It says, "Dear Jordan, I hope this book brings you great adventure and discovery. A start to your future. May God bless you and be your guide for the future. With love, Dad and Mom." They knew that back then, and now I'm standing over here. So for me, that word inspire comes straight from the parents. So standing around here, I have to, the week that we've been, or the few days that we've been here, listening to various Vyoga stories, having people like this spend their time. This is the legends of the industry. They take it so seriously that they've spent their time, they've put weeks out of their life to be here. Having Kathsita as well, and having the sand parks, the education side of things, for me is very inspiring. And having people like Andrew, who's kindly provided the space, and listening to him, those the places even him saying people shouldn't own places like this. For me, that's inspirational because the mindset is right. So he's curating this. So, not curating, allowing the space to happen. So for me, that the words inspire has basically come to the fore for me for this week. And that's my story.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Yeah, in terms of when I think of being inspired, I've done Safari Guide of the Year for the last 6 years. And I've had people ask me, what year was your best year? Every single year, it's been so exceptional and so different. The finalists and everybody that actually make it, I literally sit and I walk from this competition having learned so much and being so incredibly inspired. And that's thanks to Mike Carantonis and Michelle Duplessis who's made this happen. This is such a foundation for guides to come and be inspired by the legends and godfathers of the industry that, I respect so dearly as well. So thank you so much for your story. It means a lot. So that's us again, another night here under the Klesuri sky, although it's probably a little bit of a cloudy Klesuri sky. And join us again tomorrow for another night around the fire. Good night.